Hey guys, how you doing? We're back. Hey, there's a comment on the channel that I want to read to you guys, and I got permission from the poster. The poster's name is Amanda, and Amanda wrote, it looks like 4 hours ago. Hi Mensa, I've been in a few of your live streams and have followed this case from the beginning. Usually, I'm a silent listener, as unfortunately I never see to catch you live, just playbacks. First of all, I find your perspective fascinating and thoroughly enjoy your content. I've also read several of your books via Kindle. One thing I have noticed in this case that I'd like your opinion on is before the tragedy, oftentimes SW seemed to appear in her photos and live streams almost, I don't get this part, it says almost seemed to be her as proof, yes, as proof of her competency. You guys hold on to your hats because this comment is something, I mean, Amanda nails exactly what I've been thinking. She has nailed it. So seriously, listen to this. As proof of her competency. For example, there was a post where I believe she was referring to an accident on a swing set. And her words were something to the effect of, quote, I saved her. And then there was a picture of it, I believe a Band-Aid, and the baby being okay. As a mom of several children, Amanda is a mother of 8, and she is not ashamed. She is proud of it. LOL. Lots of love. Why was the distribution of a Band-Aid in a very common childhood situation postable? Amanda says, we're giving Band-Aids here left and right, and I never once thought it was a savior moment. In addition, when preparing the girls to go to the zoo in one clip, she said several times that she was taking them alone. And then she put in parentheses, they were being wild, remember? She said, I take my children alone places all the time. I'm curious as to what her need was to point that out. Those are just a couple of examples. I could find more, but why was she seemingly always desperately trying to prove competency? And if so, to whom was it directed? It all just seems very odd. And then she clarified, who could it have been who would have been questioning her competency prior to the tragedy? And we know what we know now. And why? Question mark. It really feels in a lot of posts and videos that she was trying to prove her capability. I'm just curious as to why. What happened for her to do that? Doesn't that comment just kick butt? Seriously? It absolutely kicks butt. Do you remember the one where Shannon Watts said that she just gave the girls their medicine, and right away somebody on the live chat asked her the question, what did you give? What medicine did you give the children? Don't you think that's kind of odd that somebody would say, what medicine did you give your kids? And then she said, amoxicillin, prednisone, and lots of Tylenol. And that one about the zoo, isn't that the one where she had her magic juju juice going on? And how she was saying how she couldn't do it without, the magic juju, right? And she was like, oh yeah, handling the kids all by yourself, all by yourself. Yeah, something that mothers and fathers do every day on the planet. And, she couldn't do it without her magic juice, right? And she was talking about how she was, such a superhuman. And then we saw another person run across the back of the video, right? I don't think she realized that there was another person running across the video. Didn't she just say she was all alone, handling the kids all on her own? I think there are a lot of photos and I think there are a lot of videos where she's trying to make it look like she's actually taking care of the kids. And I don't think so. Remember the one where she said, well, the girls are taking a nap, so she was just going to run to the post office quick. Okay, have you ever left your kids in the house locked in their bedrooms? Kids with asthma, familial Mediterranean fever and all the other ailments, supposedly. You're going to leave them alone in a house and drive off to the post office? Really? Or could it be the kids were in daycare, but she was trying to make it look like she actually had alone time with the kids, right? I'm telling you, I don't think she worked. I think she was on disability. I think the care of the children were other people's responsibility, probably from day one. And I think we've been fed a line of BS right from the start. Just my opinion. What do you guys think? Here's another thing to remember. Remember how we were told that Christopher Watts received a phone call from a close relative every single evening, quote, to check on the girls. Really? Or was it to check on Christopher Watts' wife? I know it. That comment, it's almost like, if you guys want, I'll read it a second time, seriously, because I mean, the key word there is competency. It was like those videos and those posts were supposedly to present her in a different light. For who? For who? And if you look at her stuff, she had very few people watching. She had very few people ever hitting like. Isn't that kind of interesting? Oh, do we have a weirdo in the chat? I just scrolled up. Okay, Luann Hunter. You're the next contestant on The Price is Right. So are you trying to say she deserved to be murdered? Who said that, Luann? Is that where your brain takes you? Evidently, that's where Luann's brain takes her. Can anyone do an eye roll emoji for me, please? Sunshine, it didn't look like very many because long after she died, I'm talking like 2 years later, she still didn't have very many likes at all. So could it be that the time spent on all of it, I would say? I don't know. Luann, you're full of shit, and we know it. So good. I'm glad you're leaving because you're full of shit. You're full of hate and you're full of shit. Bye bye. Do you remember the Santa Claus video? Do you remember that? Two little babies screaming hysterically, and the phone kept going, right? The phone kept going. Miss CD says, tell all of the scumbags hi for us, Luann. Yeah, all 5 of them or 10 of them, or I still say 38. I don't know why exactly. Washing of the cerebellum. Fake it till you make it. Well, think about that blog that we were talking about earlier. At 32 weeks along in her pregnancy with Bella, she stopped posting. So maybe she had some sort of a problem at that point. And maybe from that point on, I don't know. I've never known anybody who moved so many people into the house. I think we totaled it up one time, and I think it was something like 30 months out of 55 months together. I think it was 30. Well, let's see. They were married in what? November of 2012. So December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. So they were married 5 years and 9 months. So 5 times 12 is 60. So 69 months. Okay. They were married 69 months. And out of those 69 months, they had, I think, let's see, 15 or 16 months, right, for the rented out basement. And then they had the friend for like a month or a month and a half. And then they stayed at the nurses for a year. So there's 12. So if we say 15, 16 and a half, 28 and a half, and let's see, there was a friend and there was also a relative. So there's another month there. So 29 and a half. Of course, the 6 weeks. So there's a 31. Let's see. There were a couple of other ones too, because I think we came up with 33 months. You know, that's almost half. That's almost half of their entire marriage that they had other people. Oh, I thought Luann left, Paula. Did she come back, or is she hanging around to say some more crap? I think she left. Oh, or else she blocked me. Oh, there she is. Just keep bashing Shanann if it makes you feel better. Well, okay, we'll bash you instead, Luann. Are you really that dim? Seriously, are you that dim? Are you familiar at all with the true crime case discussion where we pick apart true crime cases and we discuss them? Are you familiar with that at all? I have a question, Luann. Do you have unlimited data on your cell phone? Answer if you dare. So what number did I say? 30, 31 or 32 or whatever, and I think we came up with 33 at one point. Do you know anybody who either lives with other people or has other people living with them for nearly half of their marriage? And then remember when the marriage was over, then they were talking about moving people in again. Well, my hunch is that Luann does have unlimited data, and my hunch is that she doesn't pay for her own cell phone. That's just my hunch. And I think that she thinks that running around to live chats to post smack is a good way to spend her time. I think what she should do is find a live chat or find a channel that she likes and spend her time there instead. Chachamamo said something funny. What'd you say? Let's see. I do not think she is prepared for her pop quiz. Luann, we asked you a question. I'm surprised she left before telling us that we're in love with Christopher Watts and that we're jealous of Shannon. Miss CD says that Luann needs to go make Mr. Alice Cooper dinner since his wife can't. I think the Luanns of the world actually think that they're going to be effective, right? They don't realize that we've already put up with nearly 3 years of their BS. I mean, we can tell them what their scripts are going to be next. I wonder if that's kind of like an MLM that they've joined. I wonder if they like sign up and if they're told they can make a lot of money. They're probably like, when you hit the gold star line, then you get a free Star Trek chair. And then when you hit the silver star line, then you get a free microphone. But for the first year, you have to just run around to other people's live chats and harass them. Chacha's ready to be called an evil witch. You evil witch. That was priceless when they took my graduation photo and claimed it was proof that I was a witch at a witches convention. Tells you how many graduations they've attended. Exactly. You can work from home. We should start our own MLM. We could do like a Shiner discount, you know? Oh, man. I just yawned, you guys. You guys and your emojis. I'm jealous. What do you guys want to talk about? MLMs? We could talk about MLMs. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Go ahead, throw some ideas up there on what you want to talk about. Lola, it's kind of weird for you to keep saying hello. I'm beginning to wonder if you're real. Yes, the facts. Just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts. Oh, good. Lola's real. She responded. I was kind of going to see if you were going to respond to that, Lola, or if you were just going to say hello again. I guess you're just a friendly person who likes to say hello a lot. Oh, Lola wants to hear about the thumbnail. That's a post that was on Facebook in a spousal abuse, a survivor of spousal abuse group. Notice her first name is spelled differently, yet it's her photo. Some people claim it wasn't posted by her. Some people claim it was posted by her. Well, I guess form your own opinion. In my opinion, it was posted by her. Based on all the other stuff we've seen, and based on the people who came and spoke on our panel about how she acted in those groups, support groups on Facebook, I think she did post it. Pixelate Me says the shoe wardrobe versus NA saying she only wore flip-flops, even on a plane. Yeah, let's talk about how the MLMs can make you rich. There, that conversation's over. But that was a good topic, Paula. That conversation went really fast, didn't it? Since nobody gets rich on MLMs. Carol says her shoes and pocketbooks too. I like the word pocketbooks. That's cool. Lisa says, and how she got kicked out of support groups. Exactly. Gomo says, hi, Miss Mensa. Do you think that the famous moderators, Bubbles and Bella, are the same person? With Dr. B using different voice, what's that say, tonalities or something like that? And playing with them. Well, I don't think I've ever seen a question like this before, but yeah, it wouldn't surprise me a bit. Wouldn't surprise me a bit. I think those shoes were trophies of her glory days traipsing around the car showroom. What? She only worked at that place for like 7 months. Lola, we're not talking about that, but we do talk about the channel that got up there and had one commercial after another, monetized super chats, raking in the cash by virtue signaling and saying, stop talking about the case. Well, actually, she said, it's okay to talk about the case as long as you stick with the facts. So we're sticking with the facts. I don't know. I didn't see anything on that wall of shoes that looked like, ooh, wow, those are nice. I looked at that wall of shoes and thought, what's that? I have no idea what this means or how to say your name. Hey, MM, why did SW have so many shoes but only wore those flip-flops? Pink Ladybug says, I love it when you say, stop talking about the case. I don't know. If you're going to have photos of your shoes, they should be nice shoes. I think it's cute that Gomo called them famous moderators. Investigator my foot. You guys know what the word shtick means, or niche? I think AD has found his niche. And I don't think it's investigating any true crime cases. I think his niche is that he likes to pretend like he likes women. Have you guys ever been in his Facebook group? It's creepy, creepy shtick man. I like the word shtick because it's fun to say shtick. His Facebook group is really creepy. His little members are like sucking up to him regularly, and he plays music that's like, I'll be your man, I'll be your man, I'll come home to you. It's really hilarious. It's like creepy, mind-bending, gross. It's like, it's kind of like the VO5 generation of perv. And I'm not saying he's a perv. Who knows if he is or not? I don't care. I don't want to know. I'm not going there with that conversation. But I'm telling you, you get a creepy EBGB perv feeling from being in his Facebook group. When they kicked me out of it right away, I didn't mind because it was creepy EBGB pervy. Yeah, he's got a whole lot of creepy going on. If you just hear his voice, if he didn't have such a rage toward women, you know, laced throughout his comments, because you can tell he just can't stand women at all. That's why it's so ironic that he has so many female followers. Yeah, he gives off the anger vibes, exactly. He definitely has some issue with women. Ooh, good question, Mrs. J-Dub. MM, how did SW and the kids get to Survey? Well, do you think that they got there by going in CW's truck? I don't. I was never a sister wife, Paula. Thank you for your concern. No, I was never a sister wife. I was only in there long enough for the members in there to say nice things to me. And as soon as they started saying nice things to me, then they blocked me. He's afraid to let me comment on his channel, too. You can always tell who the scumbags are. You can tell. You guys, you know what? We should go on, what is it they call when people go from bar to bar to bar? It's called something like a crawl, I think, a pub crawl. We should go on a scumbag attacker channel crawl and just go from one to the other. I imagine I'd have to learn some techno geeky stuff though to make that happen. Maybe a red truck? Yes, Lisa, I think so. Bingo. We should figure out how to help me become techno geeky enough to figure out how we can go from channel to channel, and I can show you. When I go into a live chat, they do a couple of things. They ignore me completely. I comment just to see if they're going to ignore me, and they do. And then they start this little habit where they read the comment that is next after mine. So I imagine that's part of their instructions. And then a couple of them shut down their live chat as soon as I go in. They shut her down. And it's funny because I can name like 3 of them right off the top of my head. When I go in, they say, "Hi, Miss Mensa." And what they really want to say, I think, is, "Okay, everybody, Miss Mensa's here. Watch out." Tasha says, can we go back through the doctor appointment reason and time, please? Huh? Pixelate Me says, I listen for weeks before I say boo to the goose. Pixelate Me, they know you're in there. I hope you know. Sodiyamna. What is your name? Sodiyamna? What's with the name? Interesting. Tell me about your name. Why would people feel like they need to warn others of you? They're not warning them of me. They're warning them of watch what you say because Mensa's here and she's probably going to remember it. Sodium is Na. Sodium is Na. Were you like studying for your chemistry exam or something? Yep. That's cute. That's quite the imagination you have when you were trying to think of your handle. I thought that comment was really interesting. As if she was trying to put it on record somehow that she was actually capable, right? And all the times that she said that they were in the emergency room and stuff like that, right? It's like, I don't know. It's all just so unbelievable. Van says, when you go into court, you are putting your fate into the hands of 12 people who weren't smart enough to get out of jury duty. That's a cute one. Yes, Ashley Grande. When you go into a live chat, they know you're there. I just yawned the second yawn, you guys. You're going to have to get more exciting than this, or I'm going to yawn again. And the part where she said that about putting the Band-Aid on and all that, right? It's true. You're handing out Band-Aids all the time. Lindsay Ann just posted a comment on the channel 3 minutes ago. You actually believe that a woman to whom image was everything would smack her child in the face knowing that there were cameras everywhere? And on TOTIO, if that no one happened to notice or bring it to light until 3 years later? Come on. Even you couldn't believe something so absolutely absurd. Who said nobody brought it to light until 3 years later, Lindsay Ann? It was brought to light before he was even charged with all the crimes that he ended up pleading guilty to. That's what we're told. We're told that as soon as the tragedy occurred, that the security staff at the Walmart store sent it out there. And you know, I got to thinking about that after we did the live chat this afternoon. Why would anyone have sent it back to them and said, no, thank you, this won't be needed? Well, think about it. If it is in their custody, they have to disclose it, right? They have to disclose it, right? I hope the Walmart people call a reporter. Call Nancy Grace. Yeah, Lisa, that's always happens when I do an announcement ahead of time, because then they all, say, oh, goody, goody, let's go into the live chat later. That's one of the negatives about the whole thing, because it's really better to just, I don't know, because then they plan on it. Yeah, I mean, if the Walmart people, if nobody wants that video, like I've been doxxed all over creation, they can call me. I'll happily review the video for them and tell them what I think. I'd like to see the video from the airports too. If there are any security people from the airports listening, I would really like to see the security footage from the airports. And I'm not talking just one airport either. And I'm not talking just two airports either. I'm talking three. If you guys are active in the groups where they're claiming that they're buddy with Cindy Watts and Ronnie and Jamie and everyone, if you're like buddy with the people, then ask them if they called Cindy or if Cindy called them. I won't be snoring soon. Yeah, the sweet and sour is exactly right. I think any of us with, well, I don't even think, I mean, definitely if you have your degree in psychology, it takes 1 to 2 videos to go, wait a minute here, really? But even without your degree in psychology, if you've been on this planet long enough to learn, then you watched a couple of those videos and went, something's not quite right here. I don't know what you mean, Paula. What do you mean? Who was using whose boarding pass? Oh, you mean on the Arizona to Colorado flight? Yeah, that doesn't interest me as much as I think it'd be really cool to see the video footage from different airports. ID is checked when you first get there, but not to board, just the boarding pass. Ooh, the restaurant footage would be kind of interesting too, wouldn't it? Yep. And don't forget the leopard dress. Joseph pops in here with a brand new profile and says, hello there, Miss Mensa. Who do you think disposed of the bodies? Do you think CW helped at all? Just wanted to hear your thoughts. Yes, Paula, at all airports. And I don't mean 2, I mean 3. Joseph, I'll say this. I do not think that Christopher Watts committed the crimes that he pleaded guilty to committing. Restaurant footage with audio. I'm no fashionista, but I don't think that leopard dress held any kind of a fashion sense. You know, I don't think it's going to be trending anytime soon. Didn't it just seem so fake? So much of that was just ooh ah ooh ah ooh ah. Like what? What are we so excited about? We're so excited because we get to buy more products. We're so excited because every time we turn around, there's another new product to buy. Yeah, really. Where are the waitresses? So is it true that she never went to the doctor and all that time? 15 weeks? Hmm. Dylan Wyatt says, Joseph, while considering there was zero forensic evidence in Christopher Watts' truck showing that Shannon Watts or the kids were ever in the truck, yes, exactly. My hunch is that's why the crime scene was changed. Right. No doctor visit? Like, are you kidding me? Who does that? Three of a kinds here. Hi, ladies. Long time no see. Nobody answer the last comment. Please ignore. What a ridiculous question. Lisa. Lisa says, remember in the 80s we had F me shoes? Oh my gosh. Yes, Carol, you would definitely go to the hospital. So what's the truth? Was she even spotting and cramping? Dylan says they spent an hour longer collecting forensic evidence on the vehicles than the entire house. Yeah, we love Dylan. She knows everything. Yep, Carol, she had to go to Arizona. Spotting and cramping? Oh, that can wait. Chacha says coin flip says no to the cramps. Wow, there's a surprise, everyone. Take a look. There's a big surprise. Do you want us to write your next comments for you? You're jealous, I'm Shanine. You're in love with Christopher Watts. Grammar alert. Yes, I did. I just did. I kept trying to, but then when it would move up, I almost blocked the wrong people. So it took me like 3 tries. Chacha says, I'm ready now. I'll take the evil witch for 500, Alex. Miss CD, I'm sorry, that word's too big for her. There's no way she would know. Anna says, I'm sorry, Emma. I tried to ignore that troll, but you mean to tell me she just ran into your channel, but I haven't been able to find you in almost 3 months? Go away, scumbag. 3 months or 3 years? They knew damn well what they were doing here. And their little buddies, well, actually, their few buddies, they're all waiting in the wings with their fake profiles. That idiot will be back within 3 minutes with a different name. Exactly. Yeah, you have to call the police and call out the National Guard, right? In the middle of the day, right? Get worried right away in the morning. Well, I think there's a possibility she was worried because I think there's a possibility she was supposed to take the girls to the daycare. Yeah, really. You're so worried about your friend and you have a 2-year-old running around the house. But that's kind of weird that the police weren't a little more on top of that situation. Seems to me I had to make a missing person report one time for a friend of the family, and I met the officer out at that person's house, and the officer actually had me wait while he checked out a bunch of different areas just in case. I didn't have any 2-year-old running around who might have seen something, you know? He was protecting me from having to see anything that might be tragic. And I was an adult, so why didn't that officer say, hey, kids outside, you know? Spirit World, I don't think they're invested in any hero worship. I think they're trying to make money. There you go, Paula. Always ready with the exact thought that I'm having. Great minds think alike, my dear. Check the knives. And yes, Pink Ladybug, nobody called out her name. Yeah, what about Bella and Cece? Hello. And maybe they should have been concerned about the possibility of carbon monoxide poisoning. I don't know. Endangered, exactly. Why was she listed as an endangered missing? Why were Bella and Cece listed as endangered missing if they were with their mother? Doesn't make any sense, does it? Oh, wait, maybe it does. Yes, her son found that phone very fast, didn't he? Very fast. Should we take a little boat ride quick? Let's take a little boat ride. Let's see. We'll see what's happening on the tube. Chris Watts. Filter. Last hour. Nothing. It's just sitting here. There we go. Thought Provoking Videos has a new video up, you guys. In 2018, after 3 months in isolation, Chris Watts was permitted to see his family. These are clips from a visit with his sister, Jamie. That doesn't seem like a video that Thought Provoking Videos would put up. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. We'll check today. 3 hours ago, Chris Watts. She placed a survey? And then the other ones we've already seen. AD introduces his new Wisconsin Whispers documentary. Here's a new one I didn't see. It was posted 10 hours ago. I'm surprised it didn't show. Let's see. Okay, let's see what it says. She looks animated. It says, I support SF and FJ 100%. In no way should they be targeted in any way. Who is targeting them? I've never seen anybody target them. Have you? And targeted is not spelled with two T's together at the end of the word. It's Targeted. I have spoken up for this family from the very beginning. Yeah, I've spoken up for the Watts family from the very beginning, too. It says, I make my decisions based on what I believe is healthiest, not what is popular. Yeah, I agree with that, too. I agree the perfect world is a YouTube with no Chris Watts coverage. Oh, now we're not allowed to talk about the case at all. Unfortunately, that is not going to happen at this point. Ooh, evidently that's on their vision board. Too many use this case to create interest on their channels. Really? I wonder if this person uses this case to create interest on her channel. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and click on it and see if it's monetized. We missed Friday night's wild speculation, so once again, don't expect fingers in the straw. She might not be monetized. I don't see a commercial yet. It's a lot better than Alice's channel, because Alice's channel has a bunch of commercials. Oh, she's reading a script. She's better at reading her scripts than the others are. It's less obvious, but it's still obvious. Okay, let's see. I do not care what others do with their channels. Well, evidently she does, because she makes videos about it. They should be encouraged to protect themselves and limit exposure to the crazies. Oh, okay. They should not be encouraged to be on YouTube, where there are many crazies who will now have direct access to them. Establish healthy boundaries, establish some sense of control, pick up the pieces, rebuild. All of this is best achieved without social media. I agree with her. I do agree with her. And then she says, these are my opinions based on my own knowledge, experience, and practice. Interesting. Well, that was interesting, wasn't it? Okay. Then we have, it looks like 2 channel creators who are longtime friends. So they're talking about how important they are to each other. And then here's one about a different case. Let's see. Here's one about the prison interview. These are within the last 24 hours. Here's one that we talked about earlier today in the earlier live chat. Here's one from 7 hours ago. AD talks true crime and grief. And then the rest of them don't have anything to do with Christopher Watts. That's interesting. I'll tell you, about a year ago, maybe, I'm guessing. I think it was about a year ago. Man, you clicked in his name and there'd be like 30 new videos flying up. It seems to be slacking off, doesn't it? Yes, Paula, stop making money. If someone invited me over for a vision board night, I would laugh in their face. Chacha's still playing Jeopardy. I'll take drama for $1.99, please. Well, yeah, I mean, the thing I just read, okay, so she's evidently thinking that people shouldn't be allowed to talk about the case of Christopher Watts. And she's evidently, I don't know, I guess there are certain channels who are allowed to speak and certain channels who are not allowed to speak. I think that's where they're trying to go with this. I think, you have to be allowed to speak. And then if you're going to speak, you have to, if you're going to be on the list of who's allowed to speak, then you dang well better say the right stuff, I guess, or you won't be allowed to speak. Have you guys ever noticed how they don't discuss the case? They do not discuss the case. Well, they said that they want us to talk about facts. That's what Alice said. Alice said it's okay for us to talk as long as we're talking about the facts. So let's talk about the facts. Why were we told that she was accepted into a nursing program, but then when we looked for it, it didn't exist? I left that video up for over a year saying, if you can find this for me, please let me know. Nobody contacted me to let me know. So is that okay? How long was La La Land going on? Lisa asked the question, I'm sorry, but who the F do they think they are? There is a certain irony with that about your comment, 3 of a kind. with all the cooking that is going on, right? Dylan says, I want to know where the money went. Well, I think on a $65,000 a year paycheck with a wife who liked to buy a lot of products from a lot of MLMs, you could probably account for every penny. Well, I'm confused. Why did one grandmother say nuts and the other grandmother said peanuts for the allergies? I mean, if those kids were deathly allergic and severely anaphylactic, it doesn't make sense to me that the grandmothers didn't agree on what they were allergic to. Miss CD said, I thought Chris asked for that in his plea deal. What, the vision board? Dylan Wyatt asks the question that Cindy Watts has been asking for 3 years. Oh, the medical records to be sealed? Yep, I betcha. I bet you he wants to keep the secret. Lisa says not to the mortgage. Maybe she pocketed it for after the divorce. Or maybe she was just keeping the creditors at bay. She probably needed money to go to Arizona. Yep, I'm sure there were new products to buy. And I don't think she ever paid him off, but I think she might have kept him rolling. I wonder how much debt there was at the time of the tragedy. 70,000 in 2015. I wonder how much in 2018. But boy, that victim restitution fund, that was up for grabs. Well, three of a kind, did you hear the comment that I read that was posted? When you ask why did she have to post on Facebook every day or about every daily domestic? The comment I read at the beginning of this video is interesting. It's almost like she was trying to like check in or act like she was, you know, competent. And she made a really good point in the comment. You put a band-aid on your child and it's a Facebook moment. Pink Ladybug said 95%. She did more than 95% of the other women out there. Yeah, they added it to Wikipedia. Yep. And evidently everyone's going to believe it now. I don't think so. I'm going to go ahead and read that comment again because I think it's that amazing of a comment. Let me scroll down. Here it is. It says, I'll read the second one where she says to clarify, who was there questioning her competency prior to the tragedy? And we know what we know now and why. It really feels in a lot of posts and videos that she was trying to prove her capability. That is such a good comment. I think a lot of us have picked up on that. It's like she was trying to check in, right? And saying she was taking the kids to the zoo all by herself. So? Like, wouldn't you be embarrassed to put that on Facebook? Wouldn't you be embarrassed to put that? Oh, I'm going to take the kids to the zoo. And then she's like, oh, all by herself and the little monsters and all that other crap. And then another person, an adult, went running by. And I don't think she realized it. Her secret was out. Boy, you guys are talkative tonight. Or else I'm a slow reader. Let's see here. Oh, it's on the comment thread, 3 of a kind. I know it. That comment just really nailed it. I agree with that comment. Everybody take a look at the stupid comment that they just posted. Oh, that's a good one. Why are you effing losers talking shit about a dead woman? I told you they were going to switch up the profile and come right on back. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, at least they spelled it right. Usually they can't get it spelled right. Um, yeah, she had diabetes too, according to the neighbor. Did the girls ever do anything? When I talked to Cindy, it was like Bella was afraid of everything. Afraid of the dirt? Really? Oh, but she was starting kindergarten. Yeah, okay. Diabetes, my foot. No way. What a crack. Are people that gullible? Seriously? Are people that gullible? Oh, yeah, she had diabetes too. Oh, Exactly, Chacha. One gallstone. And I think that's interesting because aren't gallstones usually for women in their early 40s? I thought that was interesting that a woman at age 34, we were told, would have a gallstone already. Pink Ladybug said she was a medical miracle. What was a miracle? She got pregnant. She wasn't even old enough to start kindergarten yet. Three of a Kind says gallstones can happen at any age. Well, then you guys have a lot of gall. You have a lot of gall, Three of a Kind. You have a lot of gall. Oh my goodness, you guys are kidding. Seriously? You know what? That's different than it used to be. I don't know. Paula, help me out here. I don't remember anybody having any gallstones or any gallbladder problems until they were in their 40s. Kimberly says marshmallows are the worst to feed your kids constantly. Like here, have a teaspoon of sugar. Exactly, but remember right after the tragedy or the first couple months, anyway, how they were like, "Oh, she always cared about natural and healthy and all that crap." Really? I think Christopher Watts said in his police interview that the kids usually got pizza or noodles. Right. The claim was that the bankruptcy was due to medical bills. I think there were like $4,000 or $5,000 worth of medical bills out of 70,000. Okay, if younger people like that are having gallstones and gallbladder problems, man, we've got to take a closer look at our food supply because that's just unheard of. I went to college with a young gal. She was actually born in oh, where was she born? Oh crap. Some foreign country. And where she was born, let me think. Israel, I think. I'm not sure. I don't know for sure. Wherever she was born, they had to serve 1 year in the army and then go on to college. I thought that was really interesting. But the thing I want to tell you about her is that there was something, she got sick after she started school. She got like really sick with stomach problems. And according to her doctor said it was from like if you eat chicken that's not prepared properly or something. I don't know what. So she got some kind of problem And she was sick. She could barely eat regular food anymore. She was really sick. She hung in there. She had a lot of stomach problems. Yeah, it could be the soda intake for sure. It could be because I think a lot of people drink a lot of soda. It may have been, but she never said that, Miss CD. It was something more strange. It was her take on it was that it wasn't safe for her to eat the food at the school. That evidently that's how she got sick. So I don't know. I mean, she was sick for like months and months and months. It was like a condition. I'm not a soda freak, Lola. I'm not a soda freak. Like if I'm having a slice of pizza, then I like to have a root beer. That's about as far as I go with soda. And if I get talked into root beer floats, yeah, I'll have root beer. I like to pour root beer on ham too. She said she was never going to live in North Carolina again. Delynn says, what people don't think about is if they got divorced, SW would have had no car, no job, 3 kids, no money, no health insurance for her. See, I disagree, Dylan. I disagree. I don't think she would have had custody of the kids. I think she was probably already covered on some sort of a disability type whatever program. I think it's possible that the reason she didn't want to go to the hospital was because she didn't want to have her coverage actually questioned. But that's just one of many possibilities. I think she would have been hysterical, but I don't think it was about a divorce either. I think her hysteria stemmed from the upcoming hearing for the ongoing family matter. Because remember how she said that when she tried to talk to him about their marriage or their relationship, that he would reply, I'm not going to lose the girls. I don't want to lose the girls. And then she asked him, would you stay with me if we didn't have kids? I think that upcoming family court hearing, for an ongoing family matter, I think that was to limit her access. And I think that she was expecting him to choose her over Bella and Cece, and I don't think he planned on it. I think she knew that as soon as he chose the girls over her, then her secrets would all be known. 5'7", 144. Autopsy, page 4. Kimberly, we use initials. I think we should probably use initials for that too. I don't know. Let's go ahead and use initials for that because I think we all know the case well enough to know what that would mean. Exactly. Exactly right. If they had an ongoing family matter at the court hearing, what I've been told by people who have called me who insist that there was an open case was that her access was going to be further limited. So what happens then? What if they say to Christopher Watts, we're going to remove the girls? And he says, no, I'll leave her. Right? What if the family plan was changed to say no access unless it's supervised? Then no house, no home, no car, no money. And without his paycheck, how would she keep her stack of credit cards going? Shalina says pretty girls always survive. I'm thinking that might have worked in her 20s, enough to get him, right? But I'm thinking if that family court hearing for what we were told by a family member was an ongoing family matter, I don't know, how would that first date go? Yeah, I have 3 kids. Yeah, I get to see him once a week. Yeah, I'm living with a friend in her basement. Yeah, I don't work. I don't know. If Walmart sent a video showing a very bad act and that was sent back to them, that's what we're being told. If that's the case, like I said earlier, I was thinking about it. Why would they send that back to them? Well, if they had it in their possession, they would be required to disclose it to the defense. Which, I don't know, they were probably required to disclose it anyway, even if they did send it back, right? Because they're aware of it then. I didn't say unfollow Kimberly. What I said was that if you use initials, I think that those of us in the discussion know the case well enough to be able to follow along what that would mean. To the moon and back doesn't know what that means. Pretty girls always survive. And I think to the moon and back does know what that means. One thing that they like to do is to try to get people to say stuff. uh. Kimberly wants to be a good Bob, a good little Bob. uh. Lynn says it would go to the local police, to GFAC, who then reports to GFAC, where children are resident. No, it was after the tragedy. Are you talking about the video? It was after the tragedy that they supposedly sent it right to the prosecutor or right to Ellie. Oh, okay, never mind. Thank you, Anna. To the moon and back says, I've always worked my ass off. Oh my goodness. Lisa's acting a little women's liver on us now. I actually don't think women have come farther than that, and it's not just about women. It happens. It's real. Pretty wins. Pretty gets the job. Pretty gets the guy. Pretty gets the better price on the car. I know, because I'm pretty. Susie Rainwater says, I believe this whole Chris Watts case has been sketchy from day one. I think the attacks running parallel to the case discussion has made the entire case absolutely seem sketchy. That's a good point, Lynn. Why would they have sent that? And what right would they have had to have sent it? Don't the police have to get something called a subpoena? What right would they have had to send that? To the moon and back says, I'm not hideous, and I've never relied upon my looks to survive. Well, you know what? You may not realize. You may not realize. It's not just, it's a philosophical issue, okay? It's not just a yes or no, right or wrong. Just look around, watch, consider it. It's a thing. Exactly. Exactly. But what right did they have to send it? Everyone's always saying HIPAA, HIPAA, HIPAA. What's this about? So you go in for an ultrasound and they have the right to send it wherever they want to send it? I don't think so. To the moon, I love you. Man, you don't give up. Oh, well, dang, no wonder why I'm single. You're thinking more in black and white terms, yes, no, all, or nothing. It's a philosophical issue. It's deeper than you're making it. Yes, the pretty privilege, exactly. I was promoted to a very good position when I was 21 years old by the vice president of the company himself. I was very pretty when I was 21 years old. Lynn's going insane because there's no evidence. Exactly. Paula says, I don't know why anyone was jealous of SW or CW. Yikes. I don't think anyone was jealous of him. Yeah, to the moon and back. I mean, think about it. Just kind of like think about different people you know in your life and stuff. It's there. It's real. It's real. Many, many years ago, I bought a car. I think it was, I know I got it for 7,500 bucks. Brand new. Brand new. That's how old I am, you guys. That's terrible. I can remember buying a brand new car for only $7,500. But the next year was coming out and those were at 12,000. The previous year were still on the lot and those were at like 10,000 something or other. And I got it for 7,500. I got the pretty girl discount, let me tell you. Being pretty has its downfalls though. You get stopped by the police a lot. I mean, if you're speeding. But you can be ugly and speed and not get stopped. That's not fair. Oh, I didn't know that. CW's attorney is the assistant DA, huh? Interesting. Well, the same VP who promoted me, for some odd reason, thought I needed a neck rub in the mornings. He'd come up behind me and think it was within his right to rub my neck. Oh my gosh. And when I slapped him, he thought that was pretty cool. He smiled big. And you know what? As soon as I slapped him, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to get fired. I just know it. I'm going to get fired. You know, I should have slapped him twice. You know what I mean? But no, I slapped him and then thought, oh no, I'm going to lose my job. Oh, definitely creepy. Definitely creepy. You know, he was totally married, big family, probably older than my father. And he thought he could come up behind me and rub my neck. I don't think so. And of course, he always had with it, I shouldn't say always, because he did it twice. The first time I avoided, you know, I got out of his way, I avoided him. The second time I was like, you touch me again. Or no, I said, do not touch me again. Sure enough, he came up, you know, the third day he tried it, I slapped him right across the face. Slapped him good. Well, that's what we used to do, Lisa. If someone got fresh with you and you didn't slap them, then you were a whore. That's what good girls did. You slap those suckers. They're going to come up and touch you like that. You slap them. Now, I must admit, when I was a police dispatcher, there was one officer who actually did know how to give a really good neck rub. And I let him rub my neck. And I mean, it was totally platonic. Totally platonic. Maybe the VP should have learned how to rub a neck. I don't know. Yeah, Spirit World, he smiled. He thought it was funny. He thought it was funny when I slapped him. Yeah, nowadays he probably could have called the police and said, she assaulted me. Of course, I could have called the police and said, he touched me and looked at me with those creepy eyes. he actually, he and I did a project together for about a year. Let me think. Oh, wow. Like 20 years after that, he and I he and I did a pretty cool project together for about a year. It was a year contract. And he was totally respectful, totally cool. Yeah, really, over time. That's the thing. It's like it's that generation, you know. They think they can touch. So like I said, it, you know, has its downfalls. You do get stopped by the police a lot more often, but the cool thing is you don't get the speeding tickets. It's funny, Spirit World, because he would have been like in his 40s, early 40s. Susie wants to know if we allow politics. Lisa says no. Free of a Kind says everyone had a blast in the 90s. It was just a happy decade. The last decade before phones and the internet and social media took over. Exactly, pre-Kardashian. But we had the Clintons in the White House, you guys. We had the Monica Lewinsky scandal. And that was scary. Were you guys young in the 90s, like teenagers or something, or what? Because as an adult, I was worried big time when I saw the headlines and people were getting sent over to fight fights that didn't need to be fought in order, in my opinion, to keep the headlines off of the stuff that was going on. The 90s were pretty good for domestic violence because 94 was when the first Violence Against Women and Children Act was passed. And so things changed in the mid 90s. A lot of things changed. Yeah, the blue dress. I'm so glad she saved that. You know what? I mean, it's kind of sick that she saved it. It's very sick, actually, that she saved it, but I'm glad she did. Yeah, isn't that gross? How's that for a memento from your, time in the Oval Office with your lover? But I'm really glad she saved it because otherwise they were just making total mincemeat of her. And she was a kid. She was just a kid. Here's Lindsay Anigan. Oh, here we go. Hey guys, can you hear me? I hope you can hear me. Someone tell me if you can hear me. Okay, good. I'm back. All of a sudden, my screen went black. I'm sitting here cracking up laughing. Oh my gosh. Okay, good. There's another crappy comment from Lindsay, and it says, well, I thought you couldn't get any lower, but you beat your own record. Gossiping about how much money a family was given to bury a murdered fetus. Yes, Lindsay, $6,000 from a victim restitution fund. When there was already life insurance, there were already fundraisers, over 100,000 from a fundraiser alone. And it's not gossiping, it's discussing the fact that that fund, I believe on their own website, says it's the payer of last resort. Oh, and then casting shade on how they chose to practice it, not practice their religion, just because you don't remember them talking about going to church. Really? I don't remember them talking about going to church. The saddest part is that you don't even realize just how horrible a person you are. How, again, is gossip about funeral expenses and religion a part of this murder case? Lindsay, kiss my royal. Seriously? Kiss my royal. You dipshit. There, that's better. No, it's not on their Spirit World, it's on the channel. It's on the channel. So there you have it. We're terrible for talking about the fact that the victim witness, or not the victim witness, the victim restitution fund was used, $6,000 of it was used to bury a fetus when there was already a huge fundraiser, over 100,000. There was already an life insurance payout, wasn't there? And saying that we're talking about them not going to church because we can't remember them talking about going to church? Huh, interesting. See, that's the problem when I put up the thing about the future live chats, because then they all, line up to pull their crap. Yep, there was a bracelet thing too. And the Outback Steakhouse too, they held a fundraiser, remember? What would motivate somebody to go to a live chat, to listen to the live chat, and then to go to the comment thread and post so much crap? Like, if you don't like something, why are you watching it? There are a lot of other channels out there. Why don't you go discuss the case somewhere else if you don't like whatever one you landed on? And that's the thing, they didn't land, they drove here. Spirit World said that the company gave money too. Right, Paula. There was actually a nurse named Shannon, and their family holds an annual fundraiser where they raise money and help out nurses going through the program. And their slogan or motto for their fundraiser was Shine Like Shannon. I would think that, I don't know, I feel sorry for Shannon's family, that's for sure. But I hope they continue with their fundraiser because I think their daughter was very inspirational and I think they should keep it. That was their slogan for many years. Private Pirate says, I was listening to the part of the live I missed earlier and it prompted me to do a bit of research. Ooh, this will be interesting. Does everyone know the nurse friend is an NP who specializes in psychiatric issues? Ooh. Oop, Carol's going to get her beauty sleep because she knows there's a pretty girl discount. Good night, Carol. Exactly, Anita. Exactly. And they were from North Carolina, too, I think. Anita says, watch Strictly One Closer's video about the entire funding deal. Good stuff. I feel sorry for that Shannon's family because they had a really good fundraiser. You know, they had like I think a 5K or something fundraiser every year. Ooh, Private Pirate and her research. How do you say that word? Perinatal psychiatry? Would perinatal be after? So is perinatal after the birth? Like, would it be like postpartum psychosis or something? Interesting. And that's where she lived for an entire year. Interesting. So, oh, paras during and post. Okay, yeah, pre, para, post. Okay, duh. Interesting. So that would fit the 32 weeker. Ooh, 2 points Mensa. Yeah, we'll let Pirate live. Good research, Pirate. I agree with you, three of a kind. To steal that from a cancer victim is just gross. Come up with your own slogan and ideas. Yeah, I can't believe I asked that question. Oh, I'm tired. I talked a lot today. Oh my gosh, did I talk a lot today? I had such good news, and I wish the scumbag attackers weren't such scumbag attackers because I just had such another wonderful bit of news. It's like, yes, and I can't tell you about it. Yeah, private, let's not link because people can do their own research. Let's not link, and unless, like, because I think the nurse has done a really good job of keeping clear of this circus, you know what I mean? There you have it. Who stops posting at 32 weeks along in a pregnancy? Nobody. And I think that's when Christopher Watts first realized there was a problem. I mean, I think he's a doofus and I think he's like Mr. Clueless and whatever, but I think he found out then that there was a problem. And you know how fast she got pregnant with Cece, right? I wonder if he was already leaving her then. I wonder if he was already thinking about leaving her then and she figured she'd get pregnant fast with Cece. Pixelate Me's taking off too. Good night, Pixelate Me. You know, you guys, I'm thinking that I started this live like way too late because I did my first yawn like 10 minutes in. We should probably call it a night. Get our beauty sleep, like she said. I think it was Carol who said she was getting some beauty sleep. It helps your hair shine if you get good sleep, you know. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and say goodnight, John Boy. Oh, Chacha says facts and healthline miscarriage will take. Wait, it scrolled up. Hold on. Take around 2 weeks to pass naturally. Nah, that's not true. I mean, it might be true that it's on Healthline, but you can have a total. What do they call it? They call it a complete miscarriage. Miss CD, are you still in here? Am I right? You can have a complete miscarriage, and it can be like in a 1 day thing. If you have a partial miscarriage, then they'll have to do like a D&C and stuff. But yeah, I mean, if she was feeling ill and if she was spotting and cramping and everything, you know, she might have had some kind of major thing going on. That's a good idea, Anita. People should donate to the Shine Like Shannon to be supportive of them. Can you imagine that, having a fundraiser for your daughter and then having someone else take your slogan and everything? Man. Okay, I see what you're saying, Chacha, that like with the spotting and cramping and stuff, that it was kind of like a 2 week process maybe. Well, Anita, I think that they do have a really good fundraiser going. I think people are loyal to that, you know. So that's good. Oh man, sorry for the technical difficulty earlier. Oh goodness. Paula says good night, friends. Good night, Paula. We'll do this again soon. Not tomorrow. And I wish I could tell you why, but I can't. We should figure out how to have a private chat, you know? But unfortunately, I don't think it's possible. Because it would be really fun to tell you guys some stuff, let me tell you. I would love to tell you. You know I'm a talker, right? I like to talk. I would love to share some good news with you guys. Yes, happy Father's Day to all dads out there, and also to all moms who are mom and dad both. That's not too bad. I only blocked 3 assholes tonight. That's not too bad. So, yes, thank you for saying that, Spirit World. I should have said that earlier. Happy Father's Day. Happy Mother and Father's Day, too. Everyone have a super nice day tomorrow. Get out in the sunshine. And we'll do this again really soon. Okay? Good night, everyone.